What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tech Tuesday.
We recently told you about how the sport of first-person drone racing, which has only been around for a few short years, gained a whole bunch of new legitimacy thanks to Dubai's World Drone Prix, which showed the world that drone racing is actually really fun to watch.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't come as a surprise that ESPN, who have already proven that they're open to new forms of competition like esports, have jumped on the drone racing bandwagon themselves and will be hosting the 2016 U.S. National Drone Racing Championships in a partnership with the International Drone Racing Association.
Yeah, the 3-day event this August is part of a larger distribution deal between ESPN and the IDRA that will cover multiple events over the next couple of years, including the even larger 2016 World Drone Racing Championships in October. Both events will be streamed live online on ESPN3 and then edited down for television to be aired on either ESPN or ESPN2. They haven't made the decision yet?
Probably the two.
Put it on the Ocho. Also, last week, London's massive Wembley Stadium was converted into a drone racing arena for an event organized by Qualcomm, Mobile Network EE, and the European Rotor Sports Association. I love that. Rotor Sports.
European Rotor Sports Association?
Mm-hmm. You know what they needed? They put a tail on the drone like they did with hockey. Because if you're looking at it and you're not in first-person mode, hard to follow.
They might need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, so that event was much more of a publicity stunt than anything else, as nearly all of Wembley's 90,000 seats were completely empty, except for a few journalists.
Mm-hmm.
But the event did feature the talents of 16-year-old Luke Bannister, the Lil Brit drone pilot whose team took home the $250,000 grand prize at March's Dubai World Drone Prix. According to the journalists in attendance, the action was pretty difficult to follow with the naked eye, and that's the biggest obstacle that drone racing currently faces. The NHL tail's a good idea.
Or just put an actual ribbon on it. Different colored ribbons.
That'd be cool too. I mean, the best way to spectate right now is either in first person, as they following the camera on the drone, or with a lot of visual aids.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN has sports broadcasting down to a science, so hopefully they, of all people, can make this sport appealing to a wider audience.
But hey, maybe you hate drones. I mean, they're loud, they're annoying, and they keep flying over your house trying to get pictures of you on the toilet.
Ugh.
Lucky for you, you live in the United States of America, and you exercise your Second Amendment right to bear arms and use them to shoot down intrusive drones that sneak onto your property. Well, okay, maybe put the safety back on, Haas, because a journalist over at Forbes recently reached out to the Federal Aviation Administration to ask if, since the FAA classifies drones as aircraft, are they covered by the same federal protections as aircraft?
And the FAA responded that yes, shooting down a drone violates the same federal laws that make it a felony to damage or destroy planes and helicopters. That crime usually carries a penalty of up to 20 years in federal prison, which seems pretty sensible in the context of shooting at an airplane, but a bit excessive for shooting down a 3-pound DJI Phantom that's just trespassing on your property. Them's the rules, though.
Yeah.
Not that anyone has actually been prosecuted under those rules yet, but maybe keep your finger off the trigger until some more sensible rules are made for this very 21st century problem.
Yeah, it's just the fact that they haven't made new laws yet, and they will. So, I mean, shoot them while you can. That's what I say. You're probably not going to get in trouble.
I would say use a Nerf gun if you're going to shoot one.
Oh yeah, you need to get one of those Nerf cannons that has the giant thing on the end of
Yeah.
it. Boom! Or the nets. Get a net.
yeah.
Get a net shooting gun.
Yeah. Or train a falcon.
Yeah. I think that's the most sensible option.
Yeah.
Training
Falcon
a falcon.
option's the best. Oh, you cute drone. Falcon! Go! Get him!
Sick 'em. All right, well, that's enough 21st century problems. Let's look at 21st century solutions. Serious spinal injuries have always meant losing some or all of one's ability to move their body, and medicine really can't do much about it. The human nervous system is just way too complicated. But 24-year-old Ian Burkhart here, who broke his neck 5 years ago and lost all movement below his shoulders, has gained control of his hands once again, thanks to a technology called a neural bypass that routes signals directly from his brain to his hand.
Now, this is a pretty complicated process. Researchers first had to install an implant into the motor area of Ian's brain, and then had to map the signals in his brain by showing him various hand movements, like in video form, and deciphering where his brain was lighting up when he was looking at those and trying to will them into existence.
Yeah.
These signals are then sent to a sleeve that Ian wears around his arm, which electrically stimulates the individual muscles based on what movement he's thinking of.
The whole process required that Ian relearn how to move his hand, and that a computer use machine learning to more accurately interpret the signals from his brain. Similar things have been done before using robotic limbs linked to a patient's brain, but this is the first time this sort of technology has been used to reanimate a person's actual hand. So they're hoping that as the technology improves, they'll get to use it not only on more people with spinal injuries, but also people who've suffered a stroke or traumatic brain injury. We're getting close to they've done it before with the artificial limbs, but wearing almost a haptic suit over your actual body might be a good way to kind of enhance the ability to do that.
If this progresses enough, you'd conceivably just have
put a sleeve over your arm,
a whole thing that you put on where a computer is just sending signals to your muscles, not even using your spinal column. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, you look less like RoboCop and more like a guy who's just wearing hoodies in the middle of summer. But it's practical.
Well, let's move on to VR because it wouldn't be Tech Tuesday without another week's worth of virtual reality news. YouTube has officially launched support for live 360-degree video, with this weekend's Coachella Music Festival on board as one of the first big brands to give it a shot. YouTube launched support for pre-recorded 360-degree video a little over a year ago, and the technology has exploded so much since then with so many new 360-degree camera systems on the market that YouTube is betting on live 360-degree video being a new way for people to experience all sorts of different kinds of live events.
So tomorrow, Wednesday, 420 Blaze It, YouTube has a bunch, that's a perfect day to do it too. YouTube has a bunch of live 360-degree videos going up throughout the day to kick off the new tech. So put down the bong and strap on your headset and some headphones to get the full experience. Because 360 video is really only worthwhile on a headset. You can use it on a desktop, but
you gotta click and drag
it all over. It's only slightly tolerable on a handheld mobile screen. Yeah, you look like an idiot. I mean, you're gonna look stupid with the headset on too, but at least you can't see people making fun of you.
You can't see yourself.
Yeah, so you're gonna want a Google Cardboard or any of the numerous third-party options that let you slip your phone into a headset. We recommend this one. It's actually, you can literally go down to Target and get this for $20.
The Viewmaster.
And it fits most phones, and it's just a nicer version of the Google Cardboard.
It's for kids, but it's for
adults too. We used it to watch the porn.
Yeah, we watched porn on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids. Anyway, speaking of VR, last week a company called Medical Realities held their own VR live stream of a surgery to remove colon cancer from a patient. It was streamed to medical students around the world, and their responses were pretty positive, saying that it offered a closer look at a surgical procedure than they usually would get if they were all just piled into an active operating room. This just goes to show that this kind of technology is just as useful in education and industry as it is in entertainment.
Yeah. So in other virtual reality news, specifically mixed reality, move over Microsoft HoloLens, because you might still be years away, but you got some serious competition from a company called Magic Leap, which, despite being very secretive, has managed to bring in $1.4 billion from tech industry investors who believe that they might be onto something.
As the latest issue of Wired is all about VR, and they devote a huge portion of their coverage to Magic Leap, including some exclusive videos that they posted to Wired.com that show off the Magic Leap in action. Basically, it turns your entire surroundings into a virtual desktop that you can interact with, and if it's anything close to as seamless as the footage makes it look, mixed reality could change the world way, way, way more than full virtual reality, because this kind of thing is actually really useful.
Yeah.
It's applicable to so many different things.
But they're gonna beat Microsoft to the punch, damn it.
Yeah.
But hey, we haven't talked about everyone's favorite music streaming service, Tidal, in about 2 weeks. Okay, we talk about it a lot. But honestly, despite the fact that they deliver great news to us on a silver platter on a nearly weekly basis, we're sick of talking about Tidal. So let's bring in some fresh blood. Bill Larigo is here to tell you about Tidal's latest lawsuit.
Not to be confused with their other lawsuits.
Yeah, get in here.
Gentlemen, start your lawyers. Someone's suing Yeezy. Kanye West fan-emy, it's a fan who's an enemy. Justin Baker-Rett is pissed that The Life of Pablo is no longer a Tidal exclusive and is now gracing all sorts of other music services. So why would this fan-emy think the album would be a Tidal exclusive? Oh, Kanye tweeted this on February 15th. My album will never, never, never be on Apple, and it will never be for sale. You can only get on Tidal. Well, Pablo's Erware. It's on Spotify, Pandora, plus it can be bought on Google Play Music, and it is on Apple. I thought he said never, never, never. That's like a reverse Beetlejuice.
Why would Kanye lie?
It's a reverse Beetlejuice. I don't know what happens. So what's the big deal here? Well, Justin Baker-Rett says he and other customers were lied to. They believe Tidal was the only place to hear Ye's new album, so they signed up for the streaming service. How many subbed? Reports claim that Tidal's numbers went from 1 million to nearly 3 million subs.
Woo!
It's a lot of money for Tidal, a streaming service that sounds like a Mortal Kombat character that got rejected. I'm only gonna do it once, it's still a stupid name. And it's not just straight money. For each person that Tidal signed up, they got their email address, social media info, and a bunch of other personal details. Usually companies have to work really hard for this by getting you to like them on Facebook or something, or they have to straight up pay for it. And Tidal, Kanye, or both, according to Baker Rett's lawyers, practiced, quote, false advertising, unfair competition, and enjoyed unjust enrichment. That is why they're seeking $84 million in this proposed class action lawsuit. Yeezys. But this isn't the first time exclusivity has angered customers or even game developers. Do you guys remember when Resident Evil 4 was a GameCube exclusive?
No.
The creator, Shinji Mikami, was quoted as saying he would, quote, cut his own head off if the game was ported to PS2.
And he did.
Uh-oh! Not only was the game ported to PS2, and PS3, and PS4, and a bunch of other platforms, it ended up on something called Zeebo. Do you know what a Zeebo is?
No.
I don't know.
It's like a gazebo, but only half of it.
It's like a weird cell phony crap, weird international 3G device. Okay. I feel like you have to take a really hard stance and be like, I'll cut my dick off if this thing ends up on Zeebo. And I'll cut your dick off too. That's what he meant by cut his own head off. So, look, however this Kanye debacle turns out, he's already claimed to be $53 million in debt, refused to help up Amy Schumer, and he has all the shoes. So, are you guys picking a side? Are you guys team Tidal, team Yeezy? I'm team Zeebo. And everybody, make sure you buy Elliot's new virtual bong app tomorrow. It's going to be released. It's awesome.
Virtual clouds.
Virtual clouds. Puff, puff.
Now you can chase clouds without annoying the people around you.
Or you can just eat a brownie.
Yeah.
But then everyone around you is just annoying you. It's a terrible situation. Don't smoke weed, kids.
Anyway, before we wrap this thing up, there's plenty of itty-bitty tech news squirts that you don't really need to know about at all, but that we'll tell you about regardless.
You're here anyway. Sit down.
First off, speaking of vaping, someone made a version of Flappy Bird that you can play on the screen of an e-cigarette. Because, fuck it, why not?
Has vaping gone too far? Anyways, moving on, a ride-sharing app called Shuttle that specialized in driving children to and from school and sports practices has gone out of business. So with other services like Uber having less than pristine track records when it comes to their drivers, I'm sure you'll be absolutely shocked to learn that Shuttle received a cease and desist from the state of California back in 2014 for failing to properly background check their drivers and decided to just ignore it and keep on operating. They just straight out ran out of money. But you could see how if adults can't feel safe in an Uber, sending your kids off with a complete stranger that hasn't had their background checked should be just seamless.
It should be probably the first thing you do.
Yeah.
It's a great service, if done correctly. I'm sure parents would be all over this. But if you're not gonna fucking background check your drivers,
still I wouldn't trust it. I mean,
you want to play Flappy Bird?
To be fair.
Take the vape, kid.
To be fair, we don't really know who's driving the school buses, do we? And I feel like their background checks could be less than stellar as well.
That's true.
And then you're taking a whole busload of kids off a cliff. Yeah. So, you win some, you lose some. Nobody knows who the cab driver is. Nobody knows who the Uber driver is. Fucking, if you want your kids to get to school, just load them up in the car, take them down there yourself, you lazy ass.
You lazy ass.
Yeah.
Moving on, at their most recent press conference, Apple made a big deal out of their iPhone recycling program being environmentally friendly. And it is, but they didn't mention that in 2015, they managed to salvage $40 million worth of gold and $6.4 million worth of copper out of their cyber trash.
Yeah.
Which is arguably, it's chump change for a company like Apple, but it's definitely a good incentive to not just put all the old phones straight into a landfill.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The robot that does it is incredible too. It takes 10 seconds for it to do it. Has a bunch of vacuums and stuff that suck out the
Where's
parts.
the gold, bro?
Anyways, moving on to dumbest tech news of the week. Meet SmartRUS, the smart mattress that uses advanced sensor technology to notify you when someone is having sex in your bed. Thanks to the intense music and editing of this video, it almost sounds like a half-decent idea that everyone needs. Except no, it totally isn't. I mean, hell, if you think your significant other is cheating on you in your bed, you could just buy a $20 digital audio recorder at Walmart, not an entire goddamn mattress. This is dumb.
Yeah, it's like shows you like the speed and like where on the bed.
Oh, he's fucking her so good right now.
Oh, God! It's a great cuck app.
Yeah, definitely like, oh man, he's really plowing her.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's just like your dog rolling over on the bed while you're not home, just trying to like scratch its back.
Yeah.
My wife is getting plowed right now.
By a dog. It's worse than I imagined.
Yeah. Oh, God. But let's move on. Because,
Space news! Stephen Hawking and a Russian billionaire named Yuri Milner are putting down $100 million towards sending unmanned spacecraft all the way to Alpha Centauri, the nearest star system to our own. This would involve building ultralight, ultra-compact spacecraft powered just by light.
Sure.
Which is crazy, but apparently it's been done. Alpha Centauri is more than 4 light years away, or 25 trillion miles, but they say that they plan to make the trip only take 20 years. So we'll see. We'll see. These Russians and these Stephen Hawkings, I don't know.
That boggles my mind. Can't do it. I wonder if on the way to Alpha Centauri there's 10 billboards that say, "You are almost at wall drug." And then you finally get there. Alpha Centauri's not that great. It's just a little shop that offers ice water.
God damn.
Anyways, we'll see about that. But in the meantime, we've got 2 new gorgeous 4K videos shot from the International Space Station. First, a bunch of time-lapse shots of the Aurora Borealis as seen from the ISS. Incredible. And then we have an ultra-high def video of just some slow, meditative views as the ISS gracefully flies above the Earth. Happy 420, kids. Stay safe out there.
Or just watch these videos because they're nice. You
Yeah.
don't have to smoke weed.
But you can.
You can.
Mm-hmm. It sure does feel great until you
Have responsibilities.
and suffer from crippling anxiety every time you smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind
Oh God, bills exist.
Oh no! Yeah.
Yeah, all these responsibilities.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I put important things.
Yeah.
Or how to keep a schedule.
Mm-hmm. Or anything.
Or anything, yeah.
Anyways, we have other videos over here to keep you busy on 420. A Ratchet and Clank podcast with the voice actors over there. A new episode of Tugs over there if you want to waste some time. I'm sure that's good to watch high. And also a story about how Jared Leto has really just gone off the deep end and he might actually be the Joker now.
Yeah, he's sending used condoms and anal beads to his co-stars. He stuck some anal beads up my nose. That's why I'm so stuffy right now.
Yeah.
Can't get them out. His poop smells delicious, by the way.
Yeah. It is the best poop you could smell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ageless.
Yeah. Like a fine cheddar.
Like a newborn baby's poop.
Yeah. Oh God. The worst.
Yeah, it's actually the worst.
Yeah.
Anyway, get out of here.
Bye.
Bye.